Hey guys, so I got a Polar Star to do a video on today. So I put this together for a friend. Now he bought it as is, basically. He bought the body with the Polar Star Fusion engine, but I tuned the settings and added a few internals and stuff like that. So I didn't really build the gun. He didn't build the gun. Purchased it and added some internal things, and possibly down the road some external things as he continues to play with it. So to start from the back, go to the front. So we have these are the Elite Force M4 stocks. They're OEM Aries. They're pretty similar to what comes on the Amoebas, but a little bit different. Got the Polar Star FCU and the JST LiPo in there. It's got the G&G body on here. This is the FMG4 or something like that. It's the Airsoft GI body. It's plastic. Got the G&G pistol grip. A Valken red dot, but I don't think he likes the red dot, so he's probably going to swap that out. There's also a Noveske NSR 9-inch key mod on here, which he doesn't like the length. He has long arms, he's a pretty tall guy, so he wants something that's more out to here so that he can just hold the gun instead of like this. You know, he wants to be out a little bit more, so that's cool. It's got a quick detach suppressor on here. It's pretty long, and it's got just like some foam on the inside of it. It was like made like that, so I'm not sure what that is. Actually, now that I feel it, it's plastic. It's like some sort of nylon. But the gun is actually pretty quiet with no foam in there. And then, like I said, the just quick detach flash hider. The barrel setup in here, honestly, I didn't pay attention to what inner barrel it is. It could be an Orga. No, it's not an Orga because the way the window and the cuts are. So it's not an Orga, but it could be some, I don't know, it's a brass barrel. So it's not the stock G&G. We're running a stock G&G hop-up unit and a Crytac bucking. Now, the bucking that was in here was probably a Lonex 70, which I have had pretty bad luck with. I use Lonex 50s in probably half of the guns that I put together, but I've never had a good Lonex 70, and I'm not sure why. I'm not sure. This thing's shooting 400, so it's not like we were shooting a low FPS with a hard bucking. So just stick with the Lonex 50s. If you get anything from that, just buy the Lonex 50s. I really like those. But yeah, so the Crytac bucking is in here instead. Standard hose, no leaks out of this at all. The engine itself, I'm not sure what generation it is. I don't pay attention to that stuff. I don't really care. It's got a HPA speed trigger in here, which I shortened the trigger pull. It was way long, and there was no spring in there, so it was really bad. So I perfected that, and it has a red nozzle. Other than that, it is a completely stock Polar Star Fusion engine. No change in poppet, no QEV or banjo. Literally, it's just a red nozzle. Now, the goal for this gun is to shoot 400 FPS. This is not going to be a high rate of fire, you know, lower FPS. This is shooting what I would call a mid-range gun. It's shooting 400, which is FPS limits for pretty much all outdoor fields, and 30 rounds a second. So it's nothing high, it's nothing low, it's right in between. It's enough BBs to get on target and hit people if they're cheating. But it's not enough rate of fire that you're going to run out of ammo like that, or air. So pretty cool. So yeah, let's just go ahead and shoot this gun. So the air rig that he's going to be running is a Redline LPR, what do they call this? It's the Firebase. Gosh, I'm sorry, I used to have one of these. It is the Redline Firebase. Regulators are meh, they're okay. I like the SFRs a lot better. But we're running this at 80 PSI with one of my tanks here. It's a 4500. He has two 62 cubic inch tanks. I think they're both SLP. Doesn't matter, this can run with both. But with the SLP, he might have to run the regulator, the PSI higher. It just depends. We're going to go play on Sunday, and he's going to use this. Splatter Park, they do free air fills, so shout out to them. So he's going to get his tanks filled and play with it, test the efficiency and all that sort of stuff. But on this setup right here, 80 PSI shooting about 400, which is the goal. So we'll test it around with other tanks, but the other tanks should not affect. 80 PSI is 80 PSI no matter what tank. 408, 405, 405, 407, 405, 408, 402, 404, 404, 404, 405. So very consistent on feet per second. That is pretty much right at 80 psi. So just a little hot. 305 is 1.52 joules with a 2. 30. 30 rounds a second, 329 with a 0.3. I don't have it set properly with the joules, but we're getting about 1.7, 1.65 with a 0.3. So it's definitely hitting pretty hard. But again, we're not shooting super fast or anything. Most fields allow this. As far as the range, 0.3s are 200 feet. Alright, so that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know. Gun shoots great. I have some more videos on the way. I really apologize because I get home at like 6 or 7 o'clock. I make a video, and I honestly don't want to sit down and spend another 2 hours editing and uploading a video. So hopefully, but I have a few videos stocked up, so you'll be seeing those periodically. I try to upload at least once a week. That is the least that I want to upload. So see you guys around.